Today, I want to talk to you about goal setting, but probably not in the way that you're used to. This isn't goal setting that's designed to push you harder or set the most ambitious goals. This is actually for people who don't like goal setting or have found past goal setting methods to not be that helpful, especially if you've ever felt overwhelmed, stuck, or frustrated by doing all of the right things. Goals are useful, they really are, but they can also trip us up. So I'm going to first start talking a little bit about the good, bad, and the ugly of goals. Then I'm going to talk about the anatomy of a goal. So understanding what should be in a goal and what a helpful goal looks like. And then I'm going to give you a suggested process for how to do it. So let's get started. At their best, goals give us direction. They help us prioritize when there are a million possible things that we could be doing. They help build momentum, especially when progress is visible. And they give us something concrete to measure so that we know what's working and what's not. Good goals also connect what you're doing day to day with the bigger picture of where you're trying to go. This is the version of goal setting that most people are familiar with. But goals can also trip us up. They're often motivating at first and then quietly become overwhelming. If we have too many goals, we create decision fatigue and don't know where to focus. Vague goals create pressure, not progress. We feel bad about not having accomplished things that weren't specific or even realistic. And long-term goals can actually shut down action when what your brain needs is a clear, short-term entry point to accomplishing that task. So this isn't about discipline. This isn't about more motivation. This is really about making sure that goals are designed in a way that works for you. To make progress, most people need three things working together at the same time. Planning, so first remembering what needs to be done and by when. Awareness, knowing what matters in this moment. And motivation, having enough drive to actually get started. For many people, these don't stay on all at the same time. And when one drops out, your progress can stall, even if you care deeply about it and know exactly what needs to be done. One way to reduce the friction in accomplishing goals is to shorten the time horizon. Big picture goals can be really useful and are necessary if you have a team that you need to keep on track. And if they're helpful to you, please do them. I really like setting one-year goals, but in general, they're not where most people should spend their day-to-day energy. For many people, anything that is beyond that 60 to 90 days isn't helpful. Maybe their business is too young and they don't really know what the future looks like, or maybe it's counterproductive for them to design beyond that. Or maybe it's just really hard for them to hold in mind. So for this process, and for the purposes of this video, pick the time frame that works best for you. So let's simplify what a goal looks like. A good goal has three parts: a target, a clear picture of what success looks like, and a starter action. And that last part is really important, that starter action, because if the goal is hard to start, then it's not finished yet. You haven't gotten specific enough for you to actually have that motivation to start doing. Here are a few examples. Notice how each one tells you not just what you're aiming for, but how to begin. You're making starting easier, and you can always change and adapt along the way. So you can pause the video here and read them. Now I'm going to talk about how do we actually make a goal that looks like this. I'm going to break it down for you in 3 steps. Step 1, you're going to define what does success look like for the time period that you've defined. So take a notepad, take 5 to 7 minutes, and in that time frame you picked, whether it's 60, 90 days, 6 months, a year, whatever that time frame is, you're going to write down what would exist in your business that doesn't exist today. What would feel easier or clearer? And what are you excited about? No self-judgment, no filtering. Just list out everything that you think sounds good having accomplished in that time period. If you want, pause the video now, set a timer for 7 minutes, and then come back when you're done. Step 2, you're going to spot what matters. So here you're going to look at your list and you're going to take another 5 to 7 minutes and you're going to star the items that would make the biggest difference right now and that feel aligned with where you want to go in the future. So here you're choosing a focus for now. This is not a forever decision. Again, pause the video for 5 to 7 minutes and then come back. So step 3, this is our last step. Now you're going to pick your top 3 starred items and you're going to turn each one into a goal that you can start. So you're going to write the target. What am I trying to accomplish? What does success look like? How will I know that I've accomplished that target? And then what is the starter action? What is the one thing that I could start this week to work towards this goal? If that starter action is too hard to come up with, then it's still too big and you need to break it down. If it helps, you can think about goals across different areas: product, marketing, sales, and impact. These work especially well if you need to break down all of the ideas in your head or are setting 1 or 3 year goals. For 30 to 90-day goals, you don't need goals in every area all at once. One well designed goal is much more important and much more powerful than one goal in each category that you don't actually do. So here's what I want you to remember. If you hate goal setting, or if past goal setting methods haven't worked for you, or if you feel like goals just set yourself up to feel bad, then you don't need more motivation. You don't need more discipline. You need fewer decisions. So set 1 or 2 goals that you're working on, a shorter time horizon. If 6 months or a year is too long, go 90 or 60 or 30 days, and a goal that you can actually start. Make sure that starting task is really actionable and easy for you to start with. And if you'd like support applying any of this, clarifying your focus, designing goals you can actually start, building systems that support your brain work, please reach out and you can explore working with me. You can go to www.purposebuiltbylaura.com and you can explore Clarity and Confidence, which is my small group program, or one-to-one coaching. I have a 45-minute clarity chat that you can use for free advice if you want to talk through any of these things or any parts of your business. Thanks, and let me know how it goes.